Hello friends, I am coming to you from my temporary home. I'm still in the Seattle area. However, I am relocating very soon to Todos Santos, Mexico. And all of this has happened so very suddenly and unexpectedly. It's been pretty amazing and miraculous, really. If you have been following me in any fashion through my podcast or some of my recent videos, my focus of transcendental work is connecting with Mother Earth and receiving the codes and frequencies and spending time meditating with them, and over time interpreting and allowing them to unfold. Basically, it's like I feel like I receive these packets of information, and over amount of time, and it just depends on whatever the information is. There's no time frame for any specific of these packets to be unfolded or unlocked or interpreted. Those are the best words I have to use for what my process is, for what happens within me. In all of the work that I've been doing to better understand myself and Mother Earth, this is just a natural thing that I have been doing for several years now. It just kind of happened. And the more I experienced my communion meditating right upon Mother Earth and with Mother Earth, I have found so many gems arising from my own soul, while this beautiful, unexpected interplay began unfolding with Mother Earth herself. So it's just led to the work that I do now and how I interact with Mother Earth, and what I'm finding are the ways she interacts with me. And I believe every human she will interact with in her own unique way within your energy fields, however is most authentic for your unfolding. In the last few months, as I had begun creating my new podcast, weekly I was bringing in codes and frequencies, putting them into music in my little sailboat studio. And I got to a point, it was right after I had a really strong, beautiful connection with Inner Earth. It was my podcast, the very last podcast I put out actually, titled Bouquet of Remembrance, because my experience as I meditated and went into the space to bring that particular week's information through, I went into a connection with Inner Earth and the world tree, the mother tree, as some people call it. I refer to it as the mother tree. Many people and shaman over centuries have referred to it as the world tree. My experience is that it was a mother tree in the middle of Inner Earth that reaches out to our entire planet. It's in the core of our Earth. And I could feel into the expansiveness into all dimensions. So we see this reality right here that you and I are existing in, but the branches of this, the trunk, the roots, the branches of this mother tree extend to all dimensions that we are able to access once we're to the point of being able to access all these dimensions. And my experience going into the mother tree or the world tree brought me to this absolutely stunning group of flowers that literally came up and sang to me these codes and frequencies that I put into that last podcast, the Bouquet of Remembrance, because at the ending of this experience, they literally handed me this bouquet and showed me it was a bouquet of remembrance with these codes and frequencies. And following that transmission over the next several days, I was able to unpack what these frequencies and codes were showing me, were meaning to me personally. And since that time, I have been on an incredible, unexpected journey into a whole new beginning, a whole new life, a whole new chapter of what's coming next for me. My husband and I are relocating to Todos Santos, Mexico, in the Baja Sur area, which is in so many ways very, very surprising, and in others just not at all. There was a calling that came into me almost 1 year to the day prior to our traveling to Todos Santos and putting an offer on property down there. So we're in the middle of securing that, selling our home here in Seattle. And this calling that came into me over a year ago was, it might sound really out there, and to me, as I speak it, it sounds really out there. However, I will not deny the experience that happened where I literally was called by the whales in that area, learning of the mother whales that come in the sanctuary space in the Baja Sur area. They bring their calves in, or they birth in this area, and they bring their calves in to interact with the humans. And as I experienced a very visceral calling from these whales, specifically the mother whales, to travel to that area, I began making goals and reaching out to people I know and doing research as to how can I get myself there to start singing with the whales and experience this new, in this lifetime, a new experience of interacting with the whales, which also is an extension of interacting with Mother Earth in a very unique way that I have not done so yet in this lifetime. I've been working with trees and the soil and the communication system within Mother Earth. So this was a whole new way of my being able to interact with Mother Earth through the whales. And I find myself 1 year later actually physically relocating to that area where I will be able to have these experiences. My hope is that I will be able to arrange for bringing any of you interested in singing to the whales and with the whales with me in the coming years. I will be keeping you posted as to how this will be facilitated, and that will be one of the projects for me to dive into when I physically arrive in Todos Santos after I get settled. In the meantime, I am being hosted on this beautiful lake on the other side of the Seattle area. I've been on Lake Union for the last, mostly since 2008, and I'm now on a beautiful secluded lake on the east side that I'm just feeling so grateful to this beautiful location, to be here helping me find calm and peace amidst the moving chaos. It's a beautiful process, and it can be very chaotic, as any of you that have gone through any moves know. So as the world is going through so much change and restructuring, so too I find my own personal life in the change and the restructuring and remodeling and relocating. And I'm just very, very grateful for this beautiful, serene location on a different lake, and right in the midst of so many beautiful evergreens. And I feel like just being held and loved continually by Mother Earth and her beauty and her peace that is available to all of us as we are willing to fall into that peace and love and being held by Mother Earth. I want to share with you how absolutely real and tangible working with Mother Earth, communing with Mother Earth, working with her subtle and very real energies can be in the transformation of our own personal selves and our realities. I will continue to speak more on this. At this moment, I'm basically just letting you know my podcast is on a pause as I restructure my life and as my physical location completely is changing. I'm going from the rainy northwest to the very, very deserty ocean side, which I'm just so grateful to do. I'm ready for the sunshine. I'm sitting here in the sunshine today. It's been raining mostly since I've returned from Mexico, and this respite in the rain is so welcomed and being appreciated. I am finding that all the work that I have been doing in my own personal transformation, trusting in the subtle energies and loving energies that Mother Earth provides us, what I talk about is so real and so tangible. I'm hoping to find, I guess, more specific ways in which to help people understand. So far it's been through music and sharing that. My feeling has been that as you listen to the frequencies and codes I put through the music that's here available to you on this particular channel, you can feel changes in your own structures, and hopefully that will help bring my feeling has been through Mother Earth that as anyone who's willing to listen to these transmissions, you too will be able to feel the movement happening within your cells and your physical bodies to help you in your own reawakening of your brilliance, your genius, your true nature. And I will be back here when I can during this transformative time. I'm taking this moment now just to let you know where I'm at in my own personal moving, relocating. I meant to tell you that last transmission I brought through, Bouquet of Remembrance, I had been weekly putting these podcasts out, and all of the codes and frequencies left me, my own physical body, in a very vibratory state. I could feel the movement in my cells, in my own physical body. And once I reached that point of that last podcast I put out, I was buzzing so off the charts physically. I literally had to take a break. I had no idea I would be going to Mexico and then relocating there, but I had to take a break because I was on this. It wasn't overwhelm in a derogatory way, but I had found myself hitting up against this wall, like I've got to stop and integrate all these codes and frequencies that my body has been working with. So I very specifically took a break. I thought it was only going to be a couple of weeks, and it's turned out to be several weeks. And then in the meantime, my traveling very unexpectedly to Todos Santos, and then in the midst of acquiring property down there, coming home back to Seattle, moving out of my home, and we're still in the process of finishing up that move, getting it ready to go on the market, which should be very, very soon. and then making our way down to Mexico. So my break turned into a relocation, and my plan is to continue to share all that I experience in connecting with Mother Earth. That will extend from the Pacific Northwest, the Puget Sound region, all the way down to Baja Sur, Mexico, to the ocean. So what I thought was going to be a continued school in the Pacific Northwest on the Puget Sound is becoming much broader than that and taking me to Baja Sur. So please stay tuned. I will share more as I am able, physically and mentally, to come back and share more with you. And I thank you for being here. I do have some new subscribers. Some of you have found me through my recent interview through the IANDS website and connection. And welcome. I want to welcome you here, and I hope you'll stick with me as I'm on this little pause and fully plan to be back and sharing more and more as I continue in my relocation, my process, literally my own personal reset from the sound that began here in the Pacific Northwest that will be continued as I relocate to Baja Sur, Mexico. Thank you for listening. So much love to you. I hope to connect with you again soon.